Hi guys, so I just thought, seeing as like everyone pretty much I know personally on YouTube, or you know, most people, I mean, for instance, Dalek Sabbath does a lot, I thought I'd do tag videos now, because why not? I mean, in for the penny, in for the pound. So obviously, as the title of the video states, this is my first time tag. So it's basically when I basically say like my first time at, I don't know, whatever I did thing. So, the first question is, what was the first thing you learnt to cook? The first thing I learnt to cook was, probably toast. Yeah, I think it was toast. I mean, I've only just learnt to cook it under a grill, but I had a toaster. Maybe it was scrambled eggs. I don't know what it was. Let's just say scrambled egg. So the next question here is, how old were you when you had your first kiss? How old when I had my first kiss? I think my first proper kiss, I was 8. I think. Yeah, I was 8 when I had my first proper kiss that kind of counted. So next one. How old were you when you got your first computer? I think I was about 4 when I got my first computer, because it was like, you know, a little tower and a monitor. Didn't have internet on, but I used to just go on Paint and create doodles and stuff. Basically, I used to make this. That's all I did on Paint. I used to just do that, and I think I played like a load of games or something like that. I had maybe, and I had some Disney things and. Yeah, it was quite cool. Like, I used to love computers, which is why now I can literally use a computer loads of times, because I've grown up with technology. I mean, yeah, okay, I ain't got much technology, but I've grown up with a computer, so I know my way around a computer. I know how to use one, even if I've never used one before. For instance, I don't have an Apple computer, but I know how to use one, because it's a computer. Computers are basic. Next question is, who was your first best friend? My first best friend? I think my first best friend was either Josh, who doesn't have a YouTube channel, or it was Rebellion Jordan. I think it might have been him. Yeah. I'm not too sure which it was, but I was best friends with them and I've known them since nursery, so yeah. Next question is, what was your first word? Now, this is a bit of a funny one. I know my first word. I don't even have to call my mum and ask her, because I've known for years what my first word was. You know, most people's first word is, you know, dad, mum, stuff like that. My first word, on the other hand, was something I used to be absolutely obsessed with when I was younger. And it was actually Hoover. You know, like a vacuum cleaner, Hoover. And I used to, you know, we'd go into an electric store that had toys, and I wouldn't be interested about going to see toys. I'd want to see the Hoovers, and I used to go, Hoof, Hoof, Hoof. I was obsessed with Hoovers. The amount of toy Hoovers I had were like, I don't know, I think Toys R Us, but full of Hoovers. Yeah, exactly. And I had an obsession with Hoovers. I also had an obsession with palm trees. When I was younger, I used to go and hug palm trees and, like, yeah, palm trees. But yeah, my first word was Hoover. Next question. What was your first email address? My first email address was probably... Well, I know what my first email address is. It's kiankd@hotmail.com. It's the email address I use today still, and I've had it since 2008. Because that's when I first went on Facebook, and that's when I first got MSN and Hotmail and that. So, yeah, kiankd@hotmail.com. So yeah, next question is, what was your first kiss? Well, my first kiss was when I was 8, and it was in Spain. Basically, we'd gone on holiday to Spain, and I kind of met this girl over there called Megan. And we sort of had this bit of, you know, we were mates, but we had this, like, connection, and, you know, we had this marriage ceremony, and we sort of got married. You know, the guy next door, because her mum owned this bar, and the guy next door, sort of, he dressed up as Elvis and he went vicar. There's some pictures on screen now from it, and this one in 2008, and on the night of the wedding, you know, she had a gorgeous dress, and on the night of the wedding, we sort of kind of slipped round the back, and we like full on kissed, and I'm talking French kiss. So yeah, it was an experience, and it was up against a wall as well. And I remember having my jeans on, and I just remembered something else that I said to her in the middle of the street that I'm not gonna say on camera because I'm gonna piss myself laughing that I said it to her. But yeah, and the last question is, who was my first hug? Well, my first hug was probably a palm tree. Yeah, it was a palm tree, my first hug. If I was talking, that's the first thing I hugged. But if I was talking about person, it was probably my grandma, I think. Yeah, it was my grandma. So, yeah, that's that. So, thanks for watching my first time tag. If you want me to do more tags, just comment, leave a like, show your appreciation. You know, if I get more than 10, 15 likes, you know, we'll do some more tag videos. And don't forget, I will be doing some more challenge videos as well, which I need to sort out some more challenge videos. I might do. I've just thought of I've just thought of the next challenge I'm gonna do, but it's gonna cost me. So yeah, we're gonna attempt that challenge soon. But for now, thanks for watching my first time tag.